Hi. No one's in here yet. Hello, who's here? We have one person here. Oh, I know who it is. I can hear myself in the background. Can you turn me down, please? I don't know why people don't know how to be on time. I said 8 o'clock. It's 8 o'clock. Get online. We're doing this live. Where you at? I have my notes ready and everything. Okay. Well, Tommy, it just might be me and you. And here we go. Can you text in there? Oh, I guess we'll see. Oh, there's another person. Who is this? I feel like I'm still learning how to use this. Oh no, that's not what I need to stop playing around because I am messing this up. Okay. Um, Hello, everyone. I messed my computer up and I'm trying to fix it. Okay. All right. So I'm gonna give them another minute because I already know how people are with time. So we'll wait just a moment. It's your boy. Who is I am C? Who is that? Y'all. Alex. Hi, Alex. You guys, I'm moving book club to Sunday because doing it on a Thursday, it's too much. I realize people, it's the middle of a work week. It's your other boy. Hi, Bear. Yeah, so next month I'm April book club will be on a Sunday because this isn't it. All right, well, the other people can join in. So we're gonna be talking about, let me see if I can say her name without messing it up. Worcestershire, teaching my mother how to give birth. Okay, you guys, listen. This was uh what was it? This was assigned as homework in one of my college courses, and I did not read it. And so I bought the book, and I'm like, okay, well, I'm gonna read it a little later. And this thing like completely shocked me. So just looking at the cover art itself, like, all right, the camera quality is terrible, but you see all the violence and all the detail. It's just saying so much, and I feel like that's how her poems are. So I went very, very throwback, like, and did a whole essay about this book. So, what did y'all think about the cover? And did any? I know I sent a couple people poems, but I don't know if I sent the actual cover. So let me know what you think about it. But when I see the cover, let me see because I wrote it down. Well, let me go in order. So when studying this book in class, my professor informed me a lot of the poems she writes is in the perspective of the women she surrounds herself with. So these aren't necessarily coming from her perspective. Um, yeah, these people tell their stories and she retells them in a very different way, I will say. So Worcestershire, she is a refugee. She lives in London, I believe, now. So a lot of these poems, you can definitely see the connection, especially in the cover, the paratext about war. Like war is a heavy theme as well as like females' bodies. It's a big book about a lot of stuff. It's packed in there, and it's only like 20 something pages. So okay, so I found that the poems that stood out to me were the shortest ones in the book. So I'm very, I guess you could say, prude. And since a lot of this had to do, the whole book had to do with sexuality and just really graphic images of women and their body, I was kind of uncomfortable with it. And I'm kind of like dealing with my own issues to why I was uncomfortable with it. But I was reading it, and it was just so much. So my favorite poem though is, let me see. I have all these tabs in this book, and that you would think I color coded it. It's In Love and in War. So it is, this is how it goes. To my daughter, I will say, when the men come, set yourself on fire. So that's just two lines. That's two lines. And it just makes you go, really? Like, what's going on in here? And you definitely need to know about Worsonshire's background in order to understand these poems. Because if you just read it out of context and go, to my daughter, I'm gonna tell her, set yourself on fire, you'd be like, what? So it just makes you feel like, whatever they're dealing with, these men that are coming in their community, whoever they are, they're so bad that your best option is to just kill yourself, burn yourself. That's so much. That packed such a huge punch, and it was only two lines. Mind blown. Okay, so I pulled up. Uh, I cited my work, so I pulled up quotes. So this quote is from a blogger. She does online. She does an online book club, but she blogs it, and this was like years ago. So her name is Monique Alice, and she says the bond between women feature heavily in Shire's work. Mother and daughters, sisters, grandmothers, aunts, and friends are all depicted as, excuse me, navigating the world in tandem, holding one another up, and at times threatening to consume one another. Shire articulates the many ways in which women change each other and deepen our understanding of the way we reflect each other's strengths and perceived inadequacies. So that hit it right on the head. Like, just throughout each poem, it's about like this deep rooted woman connection. And you definitely feel the tension through the poems. I didn't pick a lot of the ones where you feel the tension as far as sexuality is concerned, because as I mentioned, it's just, it's not my flavor right now in my life. Um, but regressing, going back, I finally found the part of my cover art. So I have another person who came in. Hi, new person. I don't know who you are. Feel free to message in the comments. Um, this is the cover art. Okay, so I see a belly full of destruction and chaos. A child is holding on to a gun that is uh, protruding from the mother's mouth. Grenades flying around in her stomach. People trying to shove their way out of the mother through her vagina, fighting to get out. A medicine needle is in there as well. You have people afraid and people fighting. So it's just, I think it definitely reflects what's going on in these poems. Like, the this is what always got me, right? Where you heard growing up, never judge a book by its cover. I spent a whole course in college judging books by its cover. Like, we would sit and analyze the cover because oftentimes it's alluding to something in the book, or it's making some type of statement. Um, so I thought that the cover itself, it just kind of gets you ready. It's beautiful. It's beautiful cover art, but it just gets you ready for what's about to happen inside. Um, so knowing the title, what do you guys interpret anything from the cover art or the title itself? Like, teaching my mother how to give birth, like, if you just read that, you'd be like, what is this? Why are you teaching your mother how to give birth? How does that even happen? Let me see. Uh, I just jumbled up even in my notes. Okay, so I'm going back to the poem In Love and War for the people, hi, new people that are coming in. Ariel is here. Ariel says, I don't know, I feel like she's equating life with violence. Do you really think that? Hmm. I'm trying to understand it. I'm trying to understand it. So she's equating life with violence. Go deeper. Hi, Mecca. Hi, everyone. Thank you for coming today. I'm so lit. I'm happy that everybody is here. I really did some work for this book. But Ariel, please type it out and I'll read it because that's interesting. I don't know about if she's like equating life with violence. Like that's a very ambiguous statement. Like what about life? Just life as a whole? Yeah, with the gun, grenade, syringe, what did I just say? In the womb or whatever. Okay, I get that. I get that. Now I understand. I'm connecting the two. So Ariel is saying, for people who didn't get it like I did for the past minute, is the life that is inside of the pregnant mother. It's violence. So she is saying that she's equating that life equals violence, and that's a really I didn't even think about that. Thank you, Ariel. Round of applause. I'm so happy for this. Okay, so in the poem In Love and War, I found this poem to be super interesting because it allows the reader to question so much. Like, you are, let me see. I'm allowing Ariel to be her best self in this space. Um, Wait, I lost my space. Ariel, leave me be. I need to focus. Yeah, okay. I found the poem to be super interesting because it allows the reader to question so much. So you have two lines, and it leaves you wondering, like, what is this? Like, what is going on? What does she mean by when the men come? Like, who is she talking about? What men? So it leaves you just constantly asking, "Hi, Mama. Thank you for coming." Um, Okay, see, I get excited and I completely lose my train of thought. Is this alluding to her having to leave to find safety because foreign men are coming in and pillaging the community, going back to her and being in a civilization that is entertaining war? Like, is that what she's alluding to? Is it alluding to the men in her own town that take things that belong to women? Um, as mentioned earlier in the poem, like your mother's first kiss. Okay, I'm going to read your mother's first kiss because I really feel like these are connected. Like when the men, I just want to read and show you the type of men that are in this book because it's a constant theme throughout the entire book. Mm. Y'all are hilarious. Okay, your mother's first kiss. The boy, the first boy to kiss your mother, later raped women when the war broke out. She remembers hearing this from your uncle, then going to your bedroom and lying down on the floor. You were at school. Your mother was 16 when he first kissed her. She held her breath for so long that she blacked out. On walking, she found her dress was wet and sticking to her stomach, half moons bitten into her thighs. That same evening, she visited a girl, who fermented wine illegally in her bedroom. When your mother confessed, I've never been touched like that before, the friend laughed, mouth bloody with grapes, then plunged a hand between your mother's legs. Last week, she saw him driving the number 18 bus, his cheeks a swollen drum, a rind scar dragging itself across his mouth. You were with her, holding a bag of dates to your chest, heard her let out a deep moan when she saw how much you looked like him. So that's describing her father. So that's why when I saw in Love and War, when she said when the men come, I'm like the men, because this isn't the only poem where we're talking about things like this, and the women are just being mistreated and misused. It's not the first poem. It's a constant theme throughout the book. Violence, sexuality, the woman's body. It's just reoccurring theme in life and things like that. So I just felt as though like that poem, like, okay, so that's an example for the men in your community. So when she said when the men come, I'm like, okay, what men are we talking about? Because there's just so much evil surrounding men in this book. Um, Okay. An article from an older online book club, Monique Alice states the bond and the violent imagery of someone rather to set themselves on fire than to deal with what is to come. That is a punch to the gut when you read it. Like, it is. You really like this one? I do too. Like, I'm only on poem number one, y'all. Hey, Thomas. I'm only on poem number one. Like, you guys, that poem, we spent like 15 minutes talking about a poem that had two lines in it. Like, okay, I'm going to cap it off at 8:30 because I have to leave. So I think we'll get through like these other two poems. Hi, Aunt Janelle. And then we'll be going. Okay. So what your father told you after what your mother told you after your father left. I don't even know how I read that backwards, but I surely did. Okay. No, I'm not doing that one. I'm sorry. We're doing birds only because I don't want to run out of time. So, birds. I'm going to read it and we're going to discuss it. Okay, birds. Sophia used pigeon blood on her wedding night. Next day, over the phone, she told me how her husband smiled when he saw the sheets, that he gathered them under his nose, closed his eyes, and dragged his tongue over the stain. He mimicked his baritone, how he whispered, her name, Sophia, pure, chaste, untouched. We giggled over the static. After he had praised her, she smiled, rubbed his head, imagined his mother back home parading these seared sheets through the town, waving at balconies, torso swollen with pride, her arms, fleshy wings bound to her body, ignorant of flight. Okay, I really like this poem. It's a family reunion in here. Hey, everybody. Okay, Questy, I think I'm saying that. I'm sorry if I'm saying it wrong. That's Tommy's cousin Bear. So, hi, everyone. Um, so, with this book, it made me laugh because in my freshman year of college, I read a book and it was by Marjane. Let me see. I wrote it down. Marjane Strapi. I don't know if you've ever heard of her, but she's fantastic. She does graphic memoirs. So all her books is in cartoon style, and it's super cool. And she's a woman from the Middle East discussing war. So they have very similar topics. And so she wrote something about this very thing about hi Tommy. He wrote this the same thing about being a virgin and then having the blood and the amount of pride. And so in that book by Marjane, she was talking about how the woman pricked herself and the guy was just like so happy about it. Like he was doing the same thing about, being weird with the sheets. So I thought that was super funny and I thought that it was an interesting connection. And I love like how strong the end of that poem was because it was just like it was just like, what is she ignorant of flight? Like this woman is just like, yeah, my son's wife is so chaste, y'all. And the girl's like, nah, it's just pigeon blood. Like I thought that was hilarious. Okay. All right. I talked about all of that. Oh, how did that make you feel? Okay, we're gonna get through. Okay, we have 12 minutes. Going back to what your mother told you after your father left. Okay, wait, Ariel, here she go. Those last two lines are super poignant. Yes, they are. Like how she used bird blood to keep up with the facade of femininity and then compared the mother in law to the bird with bound wings. Yeah, it is, man. Look at you. Look at you. You're the best. That's good, Ariel. It is. Look, Ariel be on it. Ariel, you have MVP, man. All right. Hold on. Moving to the last poem. And this one is only 3 lines. So you guys, this one should be short, but she just throws 3 lines in and be like, done. And it is done. And it just makes you go gas. How, man? I studied. You surely did. You a real one. You really are. Yes, that was beautifully said, Ariel. Mm-hmm. Okay. What your mother told you after your father left. All right. I did not beg him to stay because I was begging God that he would not leave. Okay. Let me go ahead. So I felt so much emotion in this poem. I don't know if it's because of just my connection with God and women begging God for things. I don't want to offend, but that's where I'm connecting this with. Um, so I really felt the emotion tied behind that. So the longing of another person, you want them to stay so much, but you put all that energy to God instead of telling the person, "Can you stay?" You're like, "Nah, if it's meant to be, let God's will be done." That's what I'm thinking from this one. She did not beg him to stay, which I thought was brilliant. She did not beg him to stay because she was too busy asking God to make sure he would not leave. That to me says a lot because of their religious ideology. So that was kind of presumptuous of me because I put my own religious ideology onto them. So X out of that. But I will not beg for you to stay. I feel like there's so much more to the line than what I'm getting. So Ariel and everybody else, what do you guys think of this poem? Like, how do you break it down? Because I feel like it's so heavily packed, and I'm only seeing it from one lens. I'm trying to see what y'all are on. I want to know what y'all think from this. Let me see. I'm having a hard time looking at each poem as their own separate story. This is just random thought process. Because I read this poem and I instantly go back to the poem Your Mother's First Kiss, and I begin to feel conflicted in response to the poem. Re, uh, where am I connecting this to? Oh, yes, that's what I'm connecting. Okay, so I feel conflicted because I keep thinking that everything is just on the same. Ariel, I see you. I gotta get this thought process out. I keep thinking that each poem is in the perspective of the same person. So when I see what your mother told your father after you left, this woman's begging this man not to leave, and then when I think about when your father gave your first kiss or whatever, um, and the fact that she was raped, I was like, wait a minute, okay, so and I get conflicted, but I'm like, you have to look at it separately. Okay, Ariel, I felt like she was saying it'd take an act of God to get her father to stay. Like, why didn't she feel like she could talk to her dad and ask him to stay? Oh, Ariel, you on fire tonight. Boom. She feels voiceless. Like she feels voiceless. That's very interesting because we have two different takes. You feel like she's voiceless, and I feel like she's powerful because it's just like it's I feel like it's a higher level of thinking. Like I'm not gonna ask you, like if I believe in this entity so much and it's if this entity's will be done, I'm gonna ask this entity, I'm gonna go over your head and this is what I'm gonna do. But now you're saying a completely different perspective. This is why I like book club. Yes, book club. She definitely studied. She did. She really, really did. Yeah, man. I mean, I think the shorter poems are so dope. Like I really do. Okay, I got something along the lines of people put their faith in the hands of humankind, for matters that only a higher power can really change. Something like that. Hmm, I believe that. Okay. I'm thinking this is what Mecca's saying. I'm thinking that she's taking the power back from him and putting it back into God. That's along the lines I'm thinking with Mecca. Like she knows he's only a man and his actions are bound to be flawed. So she's asking God to bring order into the situation. Yeah, I vibe with that. See, like we all have this three different perspectives right there off of just three lines alone. Like I really appreciate that take. Nice. That's exactly how Ariel would say it, Mecca. Ariel, Mecca, hello everybody. All right, you guys. Well, I had a grand old time. That's my fiance. That's right. Woo, woo, woo. Go Mecca. I had a great time, you guys. And I only wanted to do three. I only wanted to do three poems because honestly, I don't know what's going on. But when I'm telling people, like, hey, come to the book club, they're like, is it at your house? I'm like, you haven't been reading any of the advertisement. Like, it's cool. Y'all do y'all's thing. But I'm gonna change book club next month, April, to a Sunday because this is too much on a Thursday. That's literature discussion class. Yeah, you guys. Tommy's literally in my bathroom because I told him like you're gonna make me nervous. Go to the bathroom and turn the fan on. How to have team killed it. You guys did great. So I'll release April's book this Sunday. It's probably going to be something from Marjan. You guys, that one's a super easy read. It's super fast. But thank you guys so much for coming and listening to me rant and talking. Well, wait, this is only once a month. I need more. Yay! Did you pick out the next book? It's going to be from Marjan because it's so good. It's such a good book. And I'm thinking about either chicken with was it chicken and dumplings? I think it's chicken with that. Either chicken or dumplings. or this other book. But I'll let you know. Did you okay. All right. Goodbye, everyone. Thank you for coming. And I'm excited to see you guys again next month. All right, bye.